Talk us through what the nuclear program really does for Kim Jong Un. I mean, it's not like he can actually use it. Mm-hmm. You yourself have pointed out that that's sort of instant destruction of the Kim dynasty. North Korea is not short of deterrence or leverage. They've got chemical weapons, biological weapons. They've got rockets and artillery on the Kaesong Heights. What has been driving Kim Jong Un to defy the world and to not only achieve this level of nuclear capability, but to keep going?
Yeah, I think, you know, when Kim Jong Un came into power, he revived this policy that his grandfather had started, the Byungjin policy of simultaneous development of the nuclear program and the economy at the same time. And there was a lot of kind of skepticism that he could do this, that he could have guns and butter. And he didn't do it simultaneously, he did it consecutively, or is doing it consecutively. But he turned at the beginning very much to the nuclear program. That was his focus from the outset, and made really astonishing progress. There was a lot of derision at his suggestions that he was working, you know, his people were working on the final stages of an ICBM, or when he said that you know, that he wanted a hydrogen bomb. And then when they said they had tested a hydrogen bomb and it demonstrably wasn't, you know, laughter ensued. But he put a lot of effort, a lot of resources into this, and eventually did do it. And I think it serves a number of purposes for him. Like, first of all, he was 27 years old when he came in. He's technically a marshal in the North Korean military, or of the North Korean military. He had not served a single day in the army or in any kind of military service. So he had no qualifications or credentials for that, which would no doubt have made the real generals quite skeptical of his leadership. So I think developing this nuclear program may have placated some of the military hardliners who may have had misgivings about him. You know, they got the ultimate weapon well, obviously there had been several nuclear tests under Kim Jong Il, but they were really small and they were not making much progress. So that made a lot of progress under Kim Jong Un. I think as well there is the external factor, which yes, he cannot use it. That would be suicidal for him to actually shoot a nuclear tipped missile anywhere. But he has proven that he has this very credible deterrent, and if an American president was threatening or thinking about raining down fire and fury, you know, he may think twice if there was an option of a retaliatory nuclear strike on Guam even. But then one thing that I think is often overlooked about North Korea is that the nuclear program has quite a lot of domestic purpose for him. And one story that I heard that really stuck with me was that I interviewed a young guy who had been a science student at university in North Korea. And this guy, he defected because he couldn't bear the thought of a third Kim running the place. You know, he was no fan of this regime whatsoever and was one of the sharpest critics of it that I spoke to. But he said, you know, he remembered in physics class learning about North Korea's nuclear program and feeling this immense sense of pride, of national pride, that North Korea had been able, you know, North Korea, which is so backwards in so many other areas, had been able to develop this nuclear program, and especially since South Korea and Japan had not. So I think that this has stoked some nationalism inside North Korea. And of course that's rammed down their throats non-stop too. But some of it is genuine, I think.